Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have an MSI laptop. This is an MSI laptop. The model is a Thin 15 B12UC. That information can be found on the bottom of the laptop, on the bottom sticker, which will be right in here. It says SKU 1015 B12UC. Also known as an internal model is an MS-16R8. That information is tattooed right in here. All right. And in this video, I'm going to take you on a step-by-step how you can open it up and how you can add, remove, and upgrade the storage on your laptop. They do get shipped with a 256 or 500 gig storage in here, but you can bump that up. We call the service center to test them out, what they say. Even on the form, they're like, no, you can only go up to 500 gig. You can't go 1 terabyte, or you can't do this and that. They will give you some bogus number, which is absolutely not true. In this video, I'm going to cover up what's the limit and what you can put in your laptop. Just remember, if you upgrade or replace the main storage in here, then you have to install Windows freshly from the USB. I made a video how to create your Windows 11 USB boot drive. I'll leave that link in the video description. It's free. You can do that. Once you put a new hard drive in, just plug in with USB boot drive in here and power it on, and it will detect it, and it will take you on through the Windows installation steps, and you'll be on the desktop within a few minutes and a few Windows updates, and you're set to go. Follow any of my Windows installation guide if you don't want to get any of those bloatware installed on your system, how to create those. So if you don't want those affiliated programs, if not, just install your Windows with no problem, the factory way. But if you don't want to replace the main storage, you can add an extra storage. You can do that too, and it is possible in this one. So let's get into it. So first thing first, back up your files in case you want to. If not, just leave it like that. Power it off. I'm going to put a one sheet of the workshop tile on the bottom. Now down here, we're going to see a whole bunch of screws, and there's a hidden screw in the middle. They should have a little paper. It says warranty paper. You want to remove that paper or just puncture through it, and we're going to remove all the screws. We are going to be using an iFixit screwdriver set. From this tool set, I'll be using a Phillips #1. I really love this screw set because they're really durable. I purchased myself the basic tool set at least. It's not a promotion or anything like that. I truly love them. They last a long time. But if you get the pro set, they're a little expensive. But if not, just get the basic set. And for the opening, I'll be using a guitar pick. A metal guitar picks are suitable to opening cases and covers. All right. With these two on hand, we're going to get into it. So first thing first, we're going to remove all the screws on the bottom, starting from one corner. All the screws are the same size and height, so don't worry about mix matching them. So go ahead and remove all of them and keep them in a single pile. Also, if you guys like my videos, if you find my videos helpful and helping you guys out, you can support the channel by clicking the like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. It helps and motivates me to make more videos, take requests, and answer your questions in the comment area. Appreciate it. Right, I'm almost done here. Right. You're going to put all this screw to one side. You're going to grab our the opening tool. The reason I like opening this guitar pick rather than using this garbage opening tool, because these are really sharp edges. I can even cut myself with this one. It's really scary, but this is very, very soft and durable. So I cannot cut myself with a guitar pick. Have you seen somebody cut themselves with a guitar pick? No. All right. So with this on hand, we're going to go on the front end of the laptop because we know that there's a battery, there's not much electronics in here. You're going to stick the opening tool, the guitar pick, in between the bottom cover and the palm rest. And we're going to twist it like this. You're going to hear some click sound clips. Those are the clips are getting loose. That's what you want to hear. Don't stick about nothing more than a 2 or 3 millimeters. You don't stick the whole thing in there. You want to go towards this side where you have the audio jack. You want to get to the nearest to the audio jack, and you want to stop right there, right here. As soon as you see this part, you stop it. Because if I lift it more, I'm going to damage the jack or the motherboard. So we don't want it because the plastic goes around the neck of the audio. So it just hooks into it. So we don't want to continue here. We want to continue on the other side where we have the power jack. So we're going to put it right in here, and we're going to lift it up, go over the grill, over the back corner, right there. Now on the back, You want to start right in here, and you want to stick it in there, but toward the bottom case, in a 45-degree toward the bottom case, and you want to lift it up like that. Do not go 45 towards the screen. 45-degree towards the bottom case. That's what you want to do. And then you want to work yourself all around in a 45-degree angle, always 45. If you go that way around, you're going to touch the board. So go this way, 45-degree angle, and that's it. Once you get to this corner, you want to let go. Now, what you want to do, you want to lift up from the power jack upward a little bit, 45-degree angle like this. And then we want to push it towards the audio so we can release these hooks in here, the neck, whatever you call them. So I'm going to open it up, and I'm pushing it towards here. And working it around a little bit. Maybe the back is not really released. No, the reason is because I forgot one screw. That's why I always say, I have the camera in front of me. I can't see. Always make sure you remove all the screws. So I have 45-degree angle. I'm going to push it a little bit towards here. And you see, I release it. Now I will not damage the board or the contacts here. So there's the bottom case. All right. So down here we can see right away the NVMe is right over here. And there's a SATA connector in here, but they do not give you a bracket to put the caddy hard drive in here. The bracket, or we call them a caddy, it's something like this. Is a bracket that goes on the board, hooks up with these places in here. It only has 2 screw holes and to hold the hard drive in place. You can put a 2.5-inch hard drive in here. The contacts are in there. So you have to go in only in one direction, right there. Sits in there. You can put a little, you don't need a caddy really for this one. You can get any double-sided adhesive foam tape, and you can put that little bit of foam tape in here, double-sided tape, and put it right over here, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to work fine. You can put up to 2 terabyte mechanical drive in here. If you go anything over 2 terabyte, it's going to be really thick, and the case will not close. Or you can go up to 4 terabyte storage on any SSD SATA 2.5-inch up to 4 terabyte. Again, make sure the connector, the short one, goes into the short slot, and the longest side, the power, goes towards the right. So if it doesn't go in the other way around, it only goes in one way. You want to push it in there in 45-degree angle, and then bring it towards here. Double-sided tape keeps it in place, and that's not going to go anywhere. Now, if you don't want to remove this one, if you don't want to put anything in here, that's fine too. You can this is an NVMe M.2 NVMe, much faster than the SATA connection in here. They do give you a 512 gig. Again, you do not need to disconnect the battery to do these upgrades at all. It's absolutely not necessary unless you think you're going to drop a screwdriver over the board and stuff like that. Then just go ahead and pull this jack backward. But I hear so many people try to pull this jack backward, and they just bend the pins and shorten the pins, and the board goes. You have a higher chance of damaging this than trying to be careful here. All right, so we're going to remove this NVMe. You need to remove one screw at the back, one tiny screw. Remove that tiny screw. And the NVMe has a little adhesive, thermal pads on the bottom. Those are 3mm thermal pads. What you want to do, you want to lift it up a little bit because of the pads are really sticky. So be careful, slowly bring it up so you don't bend too much. There we go. Once you lift it up gently, it becomes a 45-degree angle. And then you want to pull it backward in a 45-degree angle. Don't yank it up, otherwise you're going to crack the DIMM or the SSD. You can remove these pads in here, put it on the board. These are the cooling pads. And you can place that up to 4 terabyte NVMe with no problem, with no issue. We have placed a 4 terabyte with no problem. But if you put a 4 terabyte, you will need a heat sink. They do sell a really skinny, slim heat sink for them. But if you go up to 2 terabyte, you do not require any heat sink. That's why I always say go up to 2 terabyte to be in a safe side without any heat sink. All right, let's say that you got the new SSD. I would recommend you guys to grab the 980 Pro or 990 Pro from Samsung. They're really durable and they last many years. And if you grab the old one that they comes in here, you can purchase yourself a enclosure, a hard drive enclosure, and you can convert the old one that you have to an external USB storage, high-speed USB storage. to purchase that with an external caddy enclosure for the SSD. I'll leave those links in the video description. Let's say that you have the new hard storage. All you want to do, you want to bring it down in 45-degree angle. Make sure this notch right in here matches the notch on the board, on the DIMM. And then you want to slide it in 45-degree all the way in. And then you want to bring it down and make sure this screw hole nicely matches. And then you grab your screw and put it right on top. There we go. And that's it. If you have upgraded this one, upgrade it. If not, just add extra this storage to replace that one. If you have disconnected the battery, plug it back in. Once you finish with that, it's very important how you put this bottom casing. You want to slide this in 45-degree angle over the audio jack. So bring it down in an offset position. Slide it in there. Make sure it just hooks right on the neck, right there. And then you want to put it on the flat surface. Push the other corners. Make sure you hear those nice click sounds. That's what you want to hear. And on the back, you're going to see a little bit of gaps opening. All you want to do, you want to just pinch them together and they just go into place. They make a nice, cute click sound, and that's it. There we go. You just push down and pinch at the same time, and that's how it goes. And to finish it off, to put the bottom screws all over the place. Again, I hope you guys like this video and helps you guys to upgrade your storage for your MSI Thin 15 laptop. If you have any question or request, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Just gonna finish up putting up the bottom screws.